Welcome to the No Limits podcast with your host, Willy.
All right, we're back. No Limits with Willy, episode number 28. Welcome to the podcast, Mary. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm good. We've been talking about doing this for a little while, so I'm glad to get you on before your competition coming up
Yeah, for sure.
on the 18th. Is that correct?
19th.
19th? That's what I said. Yeah, so
The
this
night.
will
The 19th. The 19th Saturday.
yeah,
This will what?
this will air Monday, I believe, or Monday or Tuesday. So it'll come out before your competition.
Okay.
But
Well, cool.
we're gonna
That way, you'll get time to prove to people that I can do something.
get some hype behind you. We're gonna jump into the 6 questions to kick it off, and then we'll talk about some other stuff, and then we'll play a game of 2 truths and a lie.
Okay.
If you think you can beat me.
Okay.
My guy the other day that I had on kicked my ass in the game. I wasn't expecting. I talked all kinds of crap leading into it, and he beat me on both sides of it. He called out my lie, and I couldn't get his. So
you pretty
I'm
sure
all hype. Yeah, I suck.
Okay.
All right, number 1. What movie can you watch over and over without ever getting tired of?
It was growing up, A Knight's Tale, like Knight. It was like about Lancelot and Guinevere and King Arthur and stuff. I don't watch a whole lot of movies now, but back in the day, that was it. Now, as like an adult, I don't know, maybe the movie While You Were Sleeping with Sandra Bullock just is something. It's like nostalgic for me. Something me and my family watch a lot. So
Yeah, The Knight's Tale, is that the Heath Ledger movie?
No, that's what did I say? I meant The First Knight. The First Knight, not A Knight's Tale. I did say A Knight's Tale. That Knight's Tale is Heath Ledger. First Knight is with Richard Gere and Sean Connery.
Oh yeah, that was a good movie. I remember that. I hadn't seen that in years.
Yeah. When I was growing up, I always loved like medieval stuff with like kings and queens and knights and battles and stuff like that.
Yeah, same here. Yeah, I love that stuff. I totally forgot about that movie. It's really good. So are you a Game of Thrones fan, or is that too fantasy? You like the more realistic Renaissance?
I do like Game of Thrones. I got on board like late. When I was a couple sensitive to torture. Like I don't like torture. I don't like to watch it. I don't know, something about it. It's like that shit goes on or has gone on in the world, and it's too real to me. So Game of Thrones, I had to skip a lot of parts, especially season 4. I don't know if you remember season 4, but did you watch Game of Thrones?
Yeah, I've seen the whole series. I don't remember how the seasons laid out, but I remember there was a character that got tortured big time.
Yeah, and there was that guy. He's just that evil dude in season 4 who I don't even remember his name, but he would make the redheaded boy act like a dog, and he would hunt his exes and stuff like. Ooh, that dude.
Yeah, he did a great job playing that character.
Yeah,
was
he did
creepy as shit.
making you hate him, you know.
Yeah, I love how his demise came with his own dogs. That was awesome.
No, it was pretty dope.
Yeah. Spoiler alert if anybody hasn't seen Game of Thrones. All right. Number 2, what's the best practical joke that you've played on someone or that has been played on you?
Oh shit, I thought about this one for a while, and I have one that came to mind. I don't think it's the best because looking back, I kind of wish I hadn't done it, but I'll tell you anyway.
All right.
In school, when I was 18, 19, I'm a little embarrassed to say this, but I was in a sorority. And when you're in a sorority, if you have the same like big sister, you're called a twin. So I was talking to one of my other friends, and I was like, I said something about my twin, and I meant my twin in my sorority, and he kind of like didn't catch on, and he thought I meant my twin. So I went with it and started acting like I had a twin sister that went to the same school. But I was like, yeah, she's in pharmacy, so she never goes out, she never does anything. And I also was always kind of tomboyish. I never really dressed up in college except on these days the sorority made us. So I made it sound like to him, if you ever see a girl that looks just like me that's dressed up, it's not me. And so he would think that he would see my twin sister Kayla, which is like not a thing. And he ended up like having this big crush on my twin sister. So you see how this went downhill. And
That's
he started telling people I had a twin sister, and people kind of rolled with it. Like I didn't even know he was telling people, and people would come to me and I'd be like, no, I was just kidding. And it turned into like, he was just kind of kid that people like to play joke on. He was a fun kid, but these guys I knew, anyway, it went on for a while. And then I thought for sure he figured it out. It wasn't true. Like, it went off of one misunderstanding. And anyway, so it was funny to a sense, but in the end, looking back as like more well-rounded person, I'm like, oh shit, that was probably not a fun joke. But anyway,
Yeah.
that was a joke that wasn't even meant to happen. But yeah, so he thought I had twin sisters for a long time.
It's
but like,
cruel but very funny. I
it
like
went
it.
on for like a year and a half.
Oh damn, that's committed.
Yeah, like he just wouldn't come talk to me if I was dressed up. He would think I was her.
You should have staged her death so you could have killed the character off. Kept it going.
Think of that next time. Yeah. I really couldn't think. I know I've done shit, but I could not. That one just kept playing in my mind because it was so long term. So.
Yeah. You have roommates too, don't you?
I do, yeah.
I'm sure y'all have some crazy crap going on between the two.
Dude, I'll do stuff where like I always, when I get home and pull into the driveway, I sit in my car for like 30 minutes before I walk into the house. I just like decompress and like play on my phone. I'll sometimes sleep in my car. It's a weird habit I have. I'll like take a nap before I walk into the house. And but if one of them pulls up at the house and it's dark and they don't know I'm in my car, I do shit like that. Or I don't know. Yeah. We pick on each other a lot. We have a good time.
You do that coming home from work or from training?
Anytime I pull up at home.
Oh, really?
Especially at night if it's dark. It doesn't matter if it's training or work. I just kind of chill out in my car for a minute. A habit I've built. No real reason. I love being home. I love my roommates. I just relax for a second. We got like a million dogs too. So as soon as I walk in, it's like, Mom, So
yeah. You can see that. Number 3, if you could time travel one time there and back, which time period would you choose?
Okay, I originally thought medieval time periods, okay, but also like there was a lot of infection and shit and dirt. Then like just a lot of like grime and a lot of health issues. But then I was like, never mind. Then of course my brain went on to like more mythical times, which aren't a real thing. So it would probably be back like, this is kind of silly, but maybe back like just in like the 50s and stuff. Mainly because I like to dance and I like music, and like I believe during that time period like swing dancing was really cool and stuff like that. And it's just a different time period. I was really close to my grandparents, and I would have loved to seen a time like where they were in, to kind of understand that generation a little bit more. Big, a lot of turning periods in American history during those times. But also like I fucking love to dance, and I think that would have been just a fun time to go.
It'd be like Back to the Future, him busting out 80s rock in the 50s. Yeah. You do some TikTok dancing in the 50s. Confuse everybody.
I have not figured out TikTok yet, but I can try something.
Yeah. That'd be cool. Yeah, that area of that time period fascinates me too. It seems like such a simpler time.
For sure.
Number 4.
Wait, can I change my answer though?
No, I'm sorry, we're out of time.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. Talk to the judges.
Anything Native American. So if I could go back before America was, discovered by Christopher Columbus or whoever people want to say, go back to where it was like the natives were here in America and running things. I would have loved to have been here during that time period, see how they lived, seeing how they survived.
Yeah, for sure.
That is so interesting to me and intriguing, and I'd love to have a lot of those skills.
Yeah, no kidding. I think about that all the time. I lived in North Dakota for a while, and they have the Sioux tribe and a bunch of other tribes out there that are from there. And that land is so harsh and so cold in the winter. I don't understand how they made it through that and what they did to survive. It's insane how tough those people were.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Yeah, that would have been really fascinating to see. Number 4, what is something that really irritates you? What's Mary's big pet peeve?
Laziness.
That's me.
Don't get me wrong, I have lazy days. I have lazy days. I procrastinate, but I think more in the terms of like, okay, I'm blessed with 2 really good roommates currently. Like, and I've had a lot of good roommates over the years. I'm not comparing to others, but let's say like last night we had a Christmas party and we had like 30 something people over here. We had a spreader party. And
A spreader
and
party.
we had a
I
spreader
like
party.
it.
And we had so many people over here and you know, clean it up afterwards. But my roommates, like they pitch in, like we help each other out, we scratch each other's back, like we look out for each other. And
Right.
we're happy to do it because we all do it. And then even today, like it was still kind of a wreck. There was, I needed to re-vacuum and so like, I got one roommate, she's doing something else, but she always helps clean. So I'm willing to like jump in and kind of take initiative this time. And then I grabbed Tyler and he helps too. And my other roommate, I got a boy and a girl roommate. And but when somebody's not being like a team player in a situation that requires some team play, does that
Right.
make sense?
Yeah,
That
definitely.
to me is like selfish laziness. I don't know. There's a time and place for laziness. I think there's a time and place for about everything, and that's not the time to be lazy. Is when like this can affect all of us. Like does that make sense?
Yeah, and it's a lot easier if everybody just pitches in too. It makes it easy on everybody.
You helping me out and her helping me out. Like we cleaned up this disaster in 30 minutes.
Yeah.
So that's a pet peeve, I guess. But a silly one is like open doors. I don't like open doors.
What do you mean by that?
Like when I'm in my room, my door's shut. And it's not that my roommates can't come in here, but like my room and my bathroom are open, like are connected. That door's open right now. Little bothersome to me. Like I like to know I'm like, I guess like a dog in a crate, like I'm safe.
Yeah.
That
That's
makes sense.
interesting.
But I grew up with like, I'm one of 6 kids. So if the door's open, people are listening to what you're doing.
Yeah.
They're listening to conversation. So I like everything to be shut and just confined.
Wow. So where are you at in those 6 kids? Are you the oldest, youngest, middle?
Number 1 in the heart. Okay. Number 1 in the heart. Which is a lie. I'm probably number 2 in the heart. But
I'm my parents' favorite, so it's okay. I understand.
Are you? I like to tell them I'm their favorite, but we all know it's my brother Jay. But
You just gotta convince yourself. That's what I did.
do they always say, oh, when they would discipline you and spank you and stuff, they'd be like, we do this because we love you. I'm like, well, if discipline is love, then I definitely was most loved. I was definitely most loved.
I can relate.
I'm number 5 in the family.
Number 5. Wow.
I'm the baby girl.
Big family.
And the 5th child. So.
Yeah, the door thing's interesting to me. I'm gonna have to think about that. I don't have that at all. I think when I'm doing stuff, I definitely want my door shut. Like obviously I'm recording right now with the door shut. But yeah, I don't even think about that. I never had roommates either. I went from living with family to living with a girlfriend to living with my sister and then living with my girlfriend and then married her. So I never did the roommate thing.
Clarify that. Did you marry your sister or you marry your girlfriend?
I married my sister. I'm from Louisiana. It's okay.
It's understandable. Do you?
No. Damn you, Mary. No. I actually lived with my girlfriend and her family. I moved out when I was 16 and I lived with her for a long time. And then when me and her split, then I lived with my sister for a little while. So I got back on my feet. And then I moved in with my current wife, who was my girlfriend at the time. Yeah. So yeah, I've never did the roommate thing. I don't know that life.
Dude, over quarantine, I had 6 roommates.
Wow.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you about that later. But yeah.
6 roommates. Yeah, we'll go into that. Number 5, what is an item in your home that is special to you for sentimental reasons? That's not alive, not your dogs.
Okay. You knew. Well, I've got like a couple things. I've got a music box.
Like an old-fashioned music box?
Excuse me, not a music box. You turn it. Well, it's a music box, but it's not one that opens with like a ballerina or anything. You turn it and yeah, it's old-fashioned. I just rotated my room around and I don't know where I placed it. But also like I've got a couple of things with that. Because my grandpa, I'm one of 22 grandkids on my mom's side, all like first grandkids, not like great grandkids, I'm not sure what you call it, just grandkids. And he was here he is. There's him. There's me. He was very open about telling me I was his favorite grandchild. He let my cousins know, like, I think because everybody went to my grandma, but I reached out to him and he was old and grumpy man. And I don't know, we clicked. I was kind of bitchy. He was kind of grumpy. We worked, but, and so that was a box that was on his desk growing up, and then he'd always play for me. And then this
That's really cool.
right here, I
Is
don't
that a
know.
flask?
Um,
Canteen?
it's canteen. I dated a guy who drove tanks over in Afghanistan,
Oh,
and
cool.
even though we are not together or anything, we haven't been for years and years. He just had a huge impact on my life. I'm very thankful for that relationship, and military is very close to my heart. My brothers are in the Marine Corps, 2 of them, and highly support the military. And that was like, that gift to me was, I don't know, it's just a canteen, but you had that canteen over there with you in some really fucked up times. Like he went through some fucked up shit over there, and I don't know, I'll never throw it away. I don't care what, if we never speak, like that to me just means a lot. So I've got a couple of things like that, like a folded up flag from over there, from like
Wow.
a platoon where, my old business, we did some donations for them, made some boxes for them, and care packages. And they said that stuff like that holds a lot of meaning to me. So it was more than one, but um,
Yeah, that's
the,
cool. Yeah, I respect that. I like how mature you are with that too, that you kept the canteen even though you guys aren't together, because
oh,
a lot
I
of
mean,
girls would be like, "Wow, screw him," and threw it away.
yeah, dude, I will say, I don't mean this in a braggy way. I mean this in, like, I feel fortunate that almost every serious relationship I've had over the years, not everyone, but almost everyone, I feel very privileged to have dated the person, um, because I learned a lot. Like, not to be cheesy, but I really learned a lot. And this person in particular, we're not meant to be together. Our paths went separate ways. We are the time in our lives that we were supposed to be together, we were.
Mm.
Um, but I learned so much from him that I don't even think he understood it, that impacted me in such a positive way, that I felt helped equip me to positively impact the next person I was with, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I love that. That's very mature. That's one of my big pet peeves is people that when they break up, it's like that the last person was the devil and all this kind of crap, and they have to shit on them. I can't stand that kind of stuff. Like everybody, you were with that person for a reason. You were together at that time. Your choices made you want to be with that person. Now you're not together. It doesn't mean they're not and even if they wronged you at the end, there was still a lot of stuff that was shared and you grew together. It's just childish as hell to
Yeah.
tarnish somebody whenever you're not with them.
Yeah, I agree. Not to say I'm a saint that I've never done it, because I have. There has
Right.
been a
Well, we all have. But
whew, but most, yeah, I don't know. I think part of it is, like, I'm not usually with a man that treats me like shit. I have a good daddy, and I
that's
don't know, he
awesome.
doesn't treat my mom like shit, so I'm not gonna let somebody else treat me like shit, and I'm not gonna treat them like shit, you know.
Yeah.
So, but again, I'm no saint. I've done some shitty things, but
Yeah. We all have. That's good. Number 6. What accomplishment are you most proud of? The story of Mary has a long way to go, but so far, what have you done that you feel really good about?
well, one of the thing I was gonna tell you might give away my two truths and a lie, so we'll skip
Don't give
that.
it away.
I'll give another one.
We can come back to this question too, because
Let's come back to that
competitive.
question.
I'm competitive.
Okay,
Okay.
welcome.
You want to play the game now?
Sure.
Okay. Here we go. Everybody, I hope you're sitting down. It's about to go down. Two truths and a lie. Would you like to go first, or do you want me to go first?
Either, you can go first.
Okay. um. Okay. Like I told you a minute ago, before we started recording, I did this the other day with Than Lee. That episode crashed, and we have to re-record it because it didn't save. But Than Lee kicked my ass, and I lost all my confidence in this game. I used to be pretty confident, so I gotta step up my game. If I lose twice in a row, I may become on suicide watch. Have a baby. But let's see. Here we go. All right. Number 1. Here's one of the truths or one of the lies. When I was a kid in Destin, Florida, I nearly drowned on the beach. I was saved by a stranger who is still a family friend of us to this day.
Okay.
Number 2 is I've been sprayed by 2 different skunks. One time in the face. It was disgusting. It was all in my early 20s. Number 3 is I am a low-key doomsday prepper. I have been for several years now.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta guess now.
You have to figure out which one is a lie.
Okay, I think that the first one's a lie.
Why?
You have more details than the other two.
Really?
Like, or yeah, I mean, just more like all in my 20s, and then have been for a while. I don't know, that added on to it. The doomsday thing. I mean, what's your shirt say? We the people in the shape of a gun.
No.
What's it say?
It says gay pride.
What's it really say?
Yeah, it says we the people.
Okay.
And an AR. Yeah,
Yeah.
damn it. I didn't think about that. That kind of gives away my thing. Just hide my shirt a little bit.
So I feel like that last one's probably true. Not that everybody. My next rash guard's gonna be AR-15 that says "Come and take it." I'm not necessarily doomsday prepper, but I don't know. I feel like
Or
you would
did I wear the shirt to throw you off? Am I that good at this game that I threw you off with my shirt?
No.
Am
You a
I that
doomsday prepper.
am I that prepared?
You
Do
probably
I
got
look
one.
like a paranoid doomsday prepper? Let's be honest.
I mean, just like low key a little bit.
Maybe a little bit.
Like you have probably some of those. Gosh, what do you? I'm drawing a blank.
Rations,
What was the other word for it?
MREs.
Yes, you got some MREs.
I don't know. Do I? Final answer.
I got
Number
yes,
one.
yes.
Damn it. Yes, you're right. I suck. I gotta
Yeah,
work on my
you
game,
gave
man.
too much of the.
I thought I gave them both enough. I mean, all three of them enough bullshit to make them real. Damn.
I felt like the last two you had like a little bit of an afterthought of like, I don't know, the truth was in there.
Okay.
Whereas like you looked straight at me, you were like, and he's still a family friend. Like it was just rolled into the story. Where the last two, you were like, all in my 20s.
You know, I play this game usually when we're drinking, so I think that's why I got my confidence that people are not as aware. So maybe I suck at this game.
I won't lie. Not that I'm great at this, but I love studying people. Obviously, I don't know you that well, but
Yeah,
I love studying the way people speak and what
too.
they choose to say. And
That's why I thought I was good, but apparently I'm not. You're better. Let's see if I can get your lie. You're up.
okay,
You got
I
1 point.
remember what my stuff was. I hope you don't know too much about me because then you might know some of it. But
I really don't. I know you're an 10th Planet Austin Jiu Jitsu competitor, training. I know your name's Mary. I know you have dogs. I know you have roommates. That's about all I know about you.
Okay.
So you can pretty much
Perfect.
say any shit you want.
All right. Let's see. Okay, mine aren't like stories. They're just gonna be like facts. Okay.
Whatever you gotta do. I'm gonna find the lie in it.
I went to grad school. I was a collegiate pole vaulter. And I started jiu-jitsu when I was 25.
Okay, you went to grad school. I'm gonna say that was correct. You were a pole vaulter. I could see that. 25 jiu-jitsu. I don't know how old you are right now. That's the problem. Can I know that? That'll help me.
You can guess it. It's not going to bother me.
64.
Close.
62.
Nailed
You're
it.
about what? 28, 29?
No, but I still feel like if I give you the answer, it'd be cheating.
See, damn it. That's a big deal. All right. I think you definitely went to grad school. I think you're the pole vaulting thing. I have nothing to back that up with. Maybe it's on your Instagram somewhere. I don't have time to look. Can't
I just
cheat.
had a birthday.
You just had a birthday? 25. You started jiu-jitsu. I think I started jiu-jitsu. No, I started jiu-jitsu in like 20, 29, 28, somewhere around there. I'm going to say number 3 is a lie.
You're correct.
Yes! Redemption.
I started jiu-jitsu at 30.
30?
I'm 32. Like a month before I turned 30, so I guess 29. But I was a collegiate pole vaulter. I got scholarship to University of Samford University in Birmingham, Alabama, and pole vaulted all through college.
That's
And then
awesome.
I went to grad school here in Austin for occupational therapy. And yeah, then when I got done with grad school, I started training jiu-jitsu like a couple of weeks before I turned 30.
Nice.
which
See,
is-
I did cheat a little bit. I forgot about, I knew you were in occupational therapy. So that
I
helped
would,
me with the grad school.
yeah, because I feel like somebody who's been following me for a while would probably know all those things, I guess. So I
Yep.
was like, I
I
don't
didn't
know.
know it from that. I knew it from our conversation of having to reschedule because the last time you had an incident at work
That's right.
and you told me, and I was like, okay, so you had to have grad school for that. And Paul Walter, you had the body for it. That matches. I could see that. And
Have
then
you ever seen an actual pole vaulter?
only on the internet.
Those bitches are tall.
Oh, tall? I didn't know they were tall.
Yeah, well, the real good ones. So like they do recruit a lot of former gymnasts into pole vaulting, and we're short. But the girls that go far, being tall is definitely helpful because of your planting angle of the pole physics, but it's just helpful.
Really? I never thought about that. That stuff is fascinating. I don't know how anybody does that crap. It's cool.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I bet.
A lot of fun.
How tall are you?
5'2".
Are you? You're a little lady.
And I'm sure. Look at this.
5'2". I didn't realize that.
Can you get me in the camera? I'm kind of way
You're
back.
darked out, but yeah, you could be 7 foot. I wouldn't be able to tell. There's nothing.
Yeah.
There's no perspective. Yeah, that's crazy. Pole vaulting, huh? So occupational therapy, is that what you wanted to do, or the kind of life choices got you in that path?
I didn't even know about it until I was like 26. Have you ever heard of Pure Bar?
Mm-mm.
It's like a high-end men and women's, but mainly women's fitness studio, and they use a ballet bar in their workout. You're not doing ballet by any means. It's more like Pilates derivative, and so it's just your own body weight, very controlled, uh, repetitive movements that help burn out the small muscle groups. It's a great workout for anybody. I've seen people in their 70s, 80s, pregnant women. I've seen collegiate male athletes come in there after injuries to help do some rehab and stuff like that. But it's kind of a high dollar pricey workout, and it's a little like a franchise, and they have them all over Louisiana too, especially in New Orleans, which in fact used to be the best selling franchise. Pure Bar franchise was in New Orleans. I think on Magazine Street. But anyway, yeah, I did that first. I managed a couple studios and co-owned a studio, and then decided I really didn't fucking like managing people. Just my personal strengths is like I'm in the moment. I can show up, I can teach a class, I can train people. I had the best instructors in the nation. I strongly believe that. I had the best ones. They knew what they were doing. I educated them on the body. And I loved working with people, but I love working with my clients, but I hate like the administrative work. That's very not in my wheelhouse, and just caused a lot of stress and for not enough money. So I
Yeah.
got out of that, and I had a friend who was an occupational therapist, and she's the first one that introduced me to it. And she had a very open, free schedule because she chose to do home health, where you go and see your patients in their homes, and you make your own schedule. So you're basically a 1099. You work for yourself, but you don't have to pull in patients. Like you work for a third party company, but nobody's breathing down your neck. Like just get your paperwork in on time, cover your ass, do a good job type thing.
Yeah.
So like own boss without actually needing all the own boss type things. That looked very attractive to me. And I love the body, always have. And I really love working with old people.
Really?
I see a lot of geriatrics, and then I see adults with special needs. And I also wanted a job where I could bring my chocolate lab with me. She's in the other room sleeping, but she works with me and with my patients.
Oh,
And
that's cool. What's her
yeah,
name?
Glory. She's named after the American flag.
Oh, that's cool. I love it. Good stuff. So you have the occupational therapy, and then you're also training for this competition coming up in like a week, huh? Next Saturday?
Yeah.
You nervous? Is this your first big event?
This is my first large one. Now, I started competing February of 2019, and I competed February to February, right? Then COVID hit. And I competed I had 17 matches. So I like went hard,
Wow.
try to get as many in as I could as a white belt. This is my first blue belt match. And this is definitely the largest stage I've been on. I did apply to fight to win, but the match they got me was like a seasoned purple belt who also was going to cut to 135, and I walk around at 120. And I think my coach made the right decision of saying, let's not do that. He doesn't
Yeah.
really, doesn't bother him for me to fight up a weight class as much as a belt class as much as it does weight. Think about it, like at 120,
It's a
if
big
you
difference.
yeah, if you're just 10 pounds heavier than me, that's almost 10% of my body weight. Um, People say, oh, it shouldn't matter with technique. At my level, it matters. I am not
Yeah.
good enough for it not to matter. And I'm also 32. Trying to let this be sustainable, not get my
Yeah.
my shit beat out of me by a girl that's like 150.
Yeah. Yeah, I hear you. I've rolled with some huge guys, man, and it's definitely a game changer when you're not like black belt level. It's a big deal.
Yeah, for sure.
Who are some of your favorite BJJ people to watch compete?
Um, well, Grace Conundrum. I always think I butcher her last name.
What's her name? Grace?
Grace, yeah. She's a 10th Planet girl. She's like one of the top 10th Planet girls. I actually got to meet her for the first time this past weekend. She was competing at Who's Number One. And so I went and met up with my coach, Gabe Tuttle, and then I met up with like Richie Martinez and Gio and Eddie Bravo. And we all went out to eat, and Grace was there, and like Thor, and then
You got to meet Eddie Bravo?
I have known Eddie for a while now. Eddie's
What?
he's dope. Yeah, dude. He comes to Austin a lot. He's good friends with Joe Rogan. Not that Joe
Mhm.
Rogan was living here, but with the whole On It, our gym used to be connected with On It.
Oh
We
wow.
were in On It. So I say that Eddie was not necessarily here for those reasons, but we hold different events here and like EBI. And so I've met Eddie like a month into training. And he's
Damn.
really, really down to earth. I call him the Godfather. I'm like, Godfather.
I have
And
a man crush on Eddie Bravo. I love that guy.
yeah, he's great. And so I've hung out with him. I've been privileged to hang out with him multiple times. And he's a dope dude. Like he always checks in. He's always like, how's your training going? And he'll give me like legit feedback on some videos I post. And he's a solid dude. He'll care about you at top level to bottom level. He does that with a lot of my teammates, not just me. But yeah, anytime he's in town, he'll be like, y'all coming out? What are we doing? Because Eddie loves to go do stuff.
Yeah.
Eddie, he's a good time. He loves to entertain, and he loves to have people around him, and he just wants everybody to have a good time. So anytime he's in, we try to meet up with him. But I didn't get to see him his last time or two here, so I went out and ate with them after class. So it's cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really cool. I got to go out with I got to go to Buffalo Wild Wings to watch UFC fights with Higan Machado, and that was surreal to me. I was like, damn, I can't believe I'm sitting here with Higan. This is nuts.
Yeah.
He's a great guy too, man. He's so awesome.
A lot of these guys are, and a lot of these guys are also kind of nerdy.
Hmm.
You
That's
know what
what
I
I
mean?
love about BJJ. It attracts the
Weird, nerdy,
most
and
interesting people.
yeah, and that is I think it attracts a lot of underdogs too.
Hmm.
And I love those people. They're genuine. They have substance to them. Not that people that weren't underdogs aren't genuine or substance, but these people, they're interesting.
Hmm.
They're interesting people, and they just care about different things than just what's mainstream and
Right.
what people think brings them status. They just care about different shit, and it's refreshing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. That's so cool. Yeah, I've never got a chance to meet Eddie. I've been wanting to get Eddie on our other podcast. It's a conspiracy podcast.
Uh-huh.
That's a goal of ours to get him on there.
Have you reached out and asked?
I don't know how to get a hold of him. I've got a lot of his circle. We got Sam Tripoli coming on early next year, but I don't know how to get a hold of him. If you have a connection for him, you can hook me up. We'll be best
Amazing. I
friends.
mean, we talk fairly often, and I can try, but no, I don't know if I have any influence to get them on there. But I will help
Hey,
you out.
I have no shame. You can tell him it's a make a wish thing. I'm dying, and that's what I want him to come on.
Okay, for sure.
I'm a terrible person. I'll shave my head and everything.
I'll try to pull that with them. See what's up.
And so 10th Planet, for anybody who's not a jiu-jitsu person or doesn't follow it, 10th Planet is Eddie Bravo's affiliation schools, and it's based off the rubber guard, mostly no gi. You guys don't do any gi training, do you?
Mm-mm,
Yeah.
none. I have.
Have you ever done gi training?
No, I'm about to post a video on my Dogfight Dojo Instagram, which I don't know if you know that one, but that's my company. And I'm in a gi because we have a girl who actually grew up doing gi. And I was like, let's put a gi video out there for these people. But other than just making that video, being her uke, what do I say? Um, I have never done gi.
Wow, that's interesting. So for the people who don't know the hell that is, that's pajamas. That's karate body pajamas. And then the other side of it, what they do at 10th Planet is they wear the rash guards, like compression type outfits. So it's a little bit more of a realistic style of training because you don't have the cloth and all the material to grab onto. I've done some no-gi training, and man, it is a different animal. Like you guys in the rubber guard system and the 10th Planet people, that's an awesome style. I definitely want to try that out someday. And it is definitely its own animal.
Yeah.
I had a hard time catching people and stuff because you get so damn sweaty, slippery. There's no cloth to grab onto, no lapels to pull.
From what I've heard, I was talking to a girl about this recently. She was saying it's a much faster game, no-gi is.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, actually, you are slipping out of stuff. That's an irritating thing when you get sweaty. I'll be at 10. We have 10 round Tuesdays, so 10 6-minute rounds every Tuesday night live. So you're live rolling for 60 minutes. It's really hot in there. We have a shit ton of mouth space. So we have tons of people, and you get on round 3 and people are just sliding out of your shit, because they're so sweaty. But
yeah, it's intense, man. It's I feel like it's more exhausting too because like you're saying, when you move out of stuff, the transitions are constantly happening. With the gi on, stuff slows down a little bit more, so you have more time to adjust, to catch your breath more. But no gi is just intense battle. Do you plan on trying MMA at some point?
I don't think so. If I had started earlier, probably. But with kind of my goals, with what my goals are with jujitsu, and kind of also what my goals are when I say with jujitsu, like I would love to be like top athlete, right? Do I think that's gonna happen before I'm 40? Just the age is a factor. I think I don't sit around and act like, oh, I can't do nothing because I'm 32. That's not true, but I know it's a factor. But jujitsu is made. What am I trying to say here? To me, jujitsu also is an avenue to help me generate some money indirectly through like my rash guard company and a website that's going to be coming up soon and some other things. So if I switch over to MMA, I see my jujitsu slowing down. That's what I've seen happen with a lot of my friends. They go over to MMA and you just only have so much time in a day. And because I still have a full-time job, it's just I think I'm just going to keep focusing jujitsu.
Yeah.
But like anytime I watch MMA, I'm like, fuck, that looks amazing. Like,
yeah. Do your coaches ever like encourage you, like you should go try that out?
No, we've got one MMA coach who, Cody will be like, yeah, come on over. I really have a training partner who she does MMA too. And she's like, you would love it. If I did it, I think it would be more for just to try it out and have fun with it. I don't know if I'd go out and do any smokers or anything. But maybe. I mean, I definitely have that type of fire in me. Like I would love to throw some punches.
Yeah, I can see that in you. Yeah, smack somebody around a little bit, huh?
Yeah, but I purposely have put some blinders on because I knew that would be very attractive and addictive to me, and I want to get better at jujitsu faster.
Yeah,
because I think it's more sustainable for me than an
definitely.
MMA.
Yeah, and I think jujitsu is going to grow even more too and become more mainstream, and there'll be a lot more attention on you people like you. So what about music? What kind of music do you like to listen to when you're training?
When I'm training, gosh, coach put some good stuff on Spotify. I don't know what the exact terms are for it, but like even some like trance stuff. I liked the like, if you ever listen to trance.
Is trance like EDM?
Yeah, it's
like
somebody way more into this would be like very house music and dubstep and EDM and trance or different things, but they're like in the same to
genre.
Me. Yeah. And trance has a little bit more, in my opinion, like a steady backbeat to it, just an intensity that's not like not like metal. It's like I don't know how to
I think I know what you're talking about.
It kind of gets my brain into a flow state, if that makes sense. So it's
Yeah,
like
that's good
like
jujitsu music.
binaural beats. Am I saying that right? Binaural beats.
I don't know. You probably are. I have no
There's
idea.
like study music where they study the beats of the music and it helps activate certain parts of your brain. And
Makes
some
sense.
trance to me sounds a lot like that. And I could be saying the name wrong, but um I like to roll to that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I can see that. The stuff that makes you want to flow and it kind of gets you in that mindset, thinking
Yes,
outside the
it
box.
kind of helps me hyper focus. I really like that. I don't get to do it a lot. It's kind of whatever they put on, but one of my coaches likes that music, and so when it's on, I'm like, fuck yeah.
Yeah, that's good shit. So, what's your advice to other young girls or women that want to get in BJJ that are scared to go through the door? That weird little commitment you got to make in the beginning.
Yeah. The mats are for you. Like they're not just for dudes. If you go to a good gym that is welcoming, find another girl. Everybody was new. Everybody was new. Like nobody walked into BJJ and was like, I got this.
Yeah.
Nobody. They tell you they did, they're fucking lying. Not even Richie and Gio. And like, I don't know if you know Richie and Gio in the 10th Planet System. They were break dancers. They got their black belts in like 3.5 years or something crazy like that.
Wow.
I'm sure they walked in and they're like, fuck yeah, we got this. But like they were still new. Like everybody is new. And so if somebody's not willing to help you, like that's not a good teammate. Move on to the next. So don't be afraid to ask for help. Be prepared to just feel stupid. You're going to feel stupid. You're not going to know what's up. It's kind of like going to yoga for the first time where you don't know the names of the positions, right? And you're kind of looking around, except this is interactive, aggressive yoga,
Mm-hmm.
right? So I mean, I guess in a nutshell, like just be prepared to not get it. Be prepared that you're going to look like everybody else did on their first day. So everybody should understand that, you're going to ask questions and that's fine. And
Yeah.
come back, give yourself a good couple of weeks to come back and find out if it's for you. Um, other thing is like always communicate as you continue. Like tell them you're new, tell them you have an injury, tell them you don't want to go hard if you're doing a live roll, tell them,
Mm-hmm.
hey, I need a little more communication. If we're drilling and I don't understand, can you say the drill as we're doing it? Me and my main training partner do that all the time, and we don't take offense to each other doing it. Like, why are you telling me what to do? No, she'll be like, no, right foot goes here, you're doing the underhook for this, blah blah blah. She'll catch me. Even if she's fucking it up, she may be able to coach me better than she can do it, right? So like be humble, take that criticism and help, like communicate. Like it's the best thing I do with my partners and they do with me is like, what do you need from me today? Are you out of it today? You're not understanding what's going on. You need more help. Do I need more help? Does that make sense?
Yeah, definitely. That's all
So
great advice.
yeah, I just
Yeah, I know for a guy, it's scary going into a gym because you think like all the peacocking is going to go on. They're going to try and make an example out of you. You have that kind of natural fear, but it's really not like that. And I can only imagine how freaky it must be for a girl to go in and be an overly dominated guy atmosphere.
I,
Because the
I
girls that used to come in our school, and the first school I was at, it was like 95% guys. We could barely ever get a girl to stay because there's not enough girls to keep them comfortable. And we would do fine with them and we'll help them out. But I mean, no girl's gonna want to stay there. We're just dudes, so we'd have a lot of turnover with women. We'd never get them all at the same time. And I can imagine how frustrating that would be to go in there and just dudes everywhere.
we're fortunate to have like a large female group at 10th
Yeah.
Planet Austin, like more than I think most gyms do. And it kind of started happening when I went there. I think there were a couple here and there. Some fell off. But my main training partner, who's now my roommate, started the same week as me. And we didn't know each other, and we just like clicked. And then we clicked with some other girls, and we just were naturally kind of outgoing, so we kind of stayed connected already. And
Mm-hmm.
then this girls group kind of built. But yeah, a lot of girls say they're scared to go in because you also like don't want to be treated like an object, right?
Yeah.
And in any environment where you are the minority, man to woman, it's just it happens. Like there's like, oh, a chick's here, what up,
Yeah.
or why the fuck are you here? It's like one or the
Yeah. You
other.
get. Yeah.
Um,
That's sad but
but
true.
I did grow up with four brothers, so going in for me, it was like I did want to make sure people knew I was there to do jujitsu and nothing else. So I think
Mm-hmm.
probably if you were to ask some of the dudes I've rolled with at first, I probably kind of had fuck off on my forehead a little bit, which I think served a good purpose for me in the beginning. And then as I got comfortable with people, I was way more myself and outgoing. And, where they weren't taking it the wrong way or anything.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
They understand your
Guys are
boundaries better.
dumb. Guys are dumb.
We are.
They say hi to a guy, they're like, she wants to get with me,
Yeah.
But
She stayed in my triangle way too long. She could have got out.
yeah, she could have got out of that one. Oh my God.
What's your advice for guys rolling with girls? Because that's something that's a very, I don't know the term for it, but it's a tricky situation for a lot of guys. They struggle with it.
Don't be an asshole. Don't be cocky. So, and know your own strength. I've rolled with a lot of guys who are like very kind to me. They're not cocky, but they don't understand I'm 120 and you're 200 pounds, or
Mhm.
you're 150 or you're 140, and you are much stronger than me. And I'm aware that you can kick my ass. Like I'm aware that if we were to throw punches, even with a guy that there's a couple dudes I can submit fairly regularly. If
Let's
we
call
were in
them
a
out. What's their names? I'm kidding. Don't do it. Don't do
I
it.
won't do that to them. But if we were in a street fight, understanding you were throwing punches, you got me. Like I'm not in here thinking that in that situation, I don't know.
Yeah.
Let me backtrack. Don't have an ego with us, because yeah, there are some dudes like I tap. Especially like if I go against a white belt dude whose technique is really like not there, and he's not overly strong, like I'm a I'm gonna tap him. I'm gonna get underneath and I'm gonna tap him. But like, there's no shame in that. Give it 3 months, you're gonna be tapping me. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Just by the sheer different athletic ability and at the level I'm at, I'm not a brown belt, I'm just blue belt. You're gonna get me. So please let this be a learning experience. Because there's some dudes I've been in a situation to tap them. I will not tap them because I don't want to see their ego get bust and then they come at me and try to hurt me. Because that's it's something that people don't realize they're doing.
Yeah, that sucks. I've never had that issue with girls. My biggest problem, what I struggle with is I'm afraid to go too hard, so I kind of simulate being a bad guy almost, so they can work and do what they need to. But I'm not so bad that it's like I'm just dead weight. I'm being a complete, like, treat them like a kid.
You
But
I do have a friend who's so worried about hurting us that he,
yeah,
like, acts like a dead body. I'm like,
I'm not that
"No, you
bad.
have to give me some resistance."
Yeah.
So, it is a fine line, but you'll find it the more you go with the girl, and same thing, communication's key. So, tell
Mm.
her, "Look, tell me if you need more resistance. Tell me if you need
Yeah.
less resistance, because I don't know how I feel on you." And people
Right.
need to be able to communicate without being like, "Is he asking me that because he thinks I'm bad?
Mm.
Or is she asking me that because she thinks she can tap?" Who cares?
Yeah. Let all
Sometimes a
that
blue
go.
belt will tap a black belt. Sometimes a black belt, you know what I mean? Like things happen. Don't
Mm.
worry. Like drop the ego and communicate. So I guess
I,
concisely, you just communicate with the girl, and less is better. Probably you can always give her more resistance, but you can't go
mm.
back and give her less if you just broke her arm.
Right. Yeah. I've never rode offensively with a girl. I always kind of just give them defense and try to transition out of stuff and make them work. But I never use offense. But I just feel so wrong doing it because I'm not a big guy, but I'm heavier, and it just feels wrong because you could just pick them up and slam them or throw them. It's like I want to give you that chance to work, but I don't want to just dominate you and discourage you as well.
Yeah, that's a great way to go about it.
Yeah.
Is just give her some resistance, allow her to work,
Hmm.
especially if she's smaller like me. Like I have to work a lot of my offense on really, really new people. There's one girl in the gym smaller than me, and then the kids.
Yeah. And then there's the whole the whole problem that guys are worried they're gonna get a boner rolling with a girl too.
Yeah. I don't know how to help you with that. Wear a cup, you
Yeah.
know. I will say a lot of my guy friends, because I mean we're pretty down to earth and we talk about this shit all the time. Like they are in they're in the mode of jujitsu, and I think they're also really trying not to get a boner with whatever girl they're rolling with, because like how
Yeah.
awkward would that be? I think a lot of them are very mindful of that. So ladies, if you're going in there and you got a good group of guys, like they are not. I have never been at my gym feeling like somebody there was trying to
Preying
cop.
on you. Yeah.
Yeah. It,
So
it if I
I've
ever
never had
felt
that either.
that- really?
I always feel safe with guys. No, no, but seriously though, I've never had that. I tried to explain this to my wife earlier on too, because she doesn't do it, and I am. So it's like if I'm rolling with a woman, it's a little weird to her. But I don't ever have that mindset when I'm in it. Like I'm simulating her worst case scenario. She's being attacked by somebody, which is nothing as appealing about that and attractive. So I don't have that kind of mindset. My mindset is making sure this woman feels like she could defend herself and get out of it. to save herself, or if I'm doing it, working on my game, trying to become more technical and not using any strength, and working on my technical side of it. So I'm like so lost in that plus exhaustion. I'm not thinking about sexual stuff at all. So it makes it better. And every guy I've ever had in our gyms too, I've never heard of any of them having an issue with it either. So
Yeah,
I think it's mostly
really is a
safe for
different
girls.
mindset. Yeah,
Yeah.
it really you don't want to get embarrassed by the girl. You don't want to.
Yeah.
What if you paying attention to something else and she comes up in there and she arm bars you?
Right.
Like, like guys are also not trying to get tapped by a girl too much. I don't know. Yeah, I've even dated a guy in jiu-jitsu before, and he would always tell me like he separates the two. Even with me, he's just separate them. Like,
Yeah.
it's just not how it's gonna be because we're in there to work.
Yeah, it's hard to explain it to people that don't do it, but it's not a flattering atmosphere. You're at your grossest state. You're all sweaty and nasty. You're fighting exhaustion. You're trying to remember techniques and stuff. It's not as bad as you think it is. So anybody worried about that going into it, I think you'll be fine. Just try it out.
Sure.
Yeah, just try it out. Well, Mary, that's all I have for you. What plugs do you have? Let's talk about that event, your website, your YouTube channel.
Yes. So, all right. I'll be competing at Third Coast Grappling on the 19th in Houston. You can catch it on Flow Grappling. So if you got a smart TV, just download Flow Sports, and then Flow Grappling will be streaming that. I'm also doing high rollers in Vegas. You smoke with your opponent before, and you can win a pound of weed. Yeah.
Where do I sign up?
Check it out. You can catch them on high rollers on Instagram. I think it's like HR rollers with a Z.
Okay. I'll put all the links in the notes.
Yeah, it'll be down there. And then so my business page or Instagram is Dogfight Dojo, just as it sounds, at Dogfight Dojo. And our website will be up soon. It basically is an Instagram that started following like me, my coach, and 4 teammates that moved in with me during lockdown, and we trained every day in my garage. We did yoga, we did Viking Ninja. And then so now it's become a platform where like I'm all these different people that come through to teach at Austin, like will come and teach, in my garage and do a video with me. So I even had like, Brendan McCarron was up there soon or recently. We got a lot of different names coming in. Kent Peters from Canada, I'm sure you know him. He'll be coming out and doing one. Next time Eddie's in, I'm gonna try to pull him in there to do one. We'll see. He hasn't committed yet, but we'll see.
You'll get
Craig Jones verbally committed, but we'll see if he's back in Austin if he'll do it.
Wow.
Yeah, that shit's cool. Like, but being at the 10 Planet Austin definitely opens a lot of doors because you get a lot of people that come through,
Yeah.
But anyway, Dogfight Dojo, it's an awesome community platform. Y'all check that out. I've got gear. The I don't know if you've seen them. Don't Tread on Me with the Gaston flag.
Absolutely.
That's my rash guard, or the Dogfight Dojo rash guard. And I've got whole sets coming out and stuff like that. So, but be looking for that website. Girls, if you're looking for some great rash guards and spats and shit, Supernatural survival gear. Men too, but they have like high-waisted shit for girls. And
nice.
You can message me about that and I'll help y'all on that. Yeah.
You have a promo code too?
Yes, I do. So my promo code for anything is MARYABJJ. I've got that for Foxhound Fuel, which is my pre-workout that I drink pre my hydration and my post. I've got that for UFOs. UFOs is a different thing. I can send you the code for that. It's recovery footwear, and I've got that for Supernatural survival gear, which is like that's literally that gear, and my gear is all I wear. We use the same manufacturer, so good
nice
stuff.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, you heard it here. Well, thank you very much, Mary, for coming on. It's been fun getting to know you, and good luck with the competition next week.
Thank you so much.
Have a good one. Goodbye.